Sorry. So you guys didn't hear any of what I said? We have big evidence, a bombshell come out in Ryan Routh's hearing on Monday. Can you hear me now? Okay, so on Monday, they had a evidence hearing for Ryan Routh, and some bombshell evidence came out that Ryan Routh was working for the CIA and he was working for Ukraine. He was being paid by the top general in Ukraine to provide war fighters. And he in in the court hearing, they gave evidence to the judge that Ryan Routh had bought 50 caliber ammo from the Ukraine military. He had ordered a 50 caliber rifle from the Ukraine military. He had ordered RPGs and Stinger missiles from the Ukraine military with a statement attached to the order. This with a picture of Trump's plane, Trump Force One, stating, "I am near the airport where he takes off. I can take out his plane, and this, it starts with a P and ends with a K, will never be president." So you think that all of that is going on through the head of the Ukraine military and Zelensky doesn't know about it? And that's why when Zelensky came to meet with Trump, the meeting fell apart because Trump knew about all of this. And this just connects a lot of dots that we, you know, kind of surmise, kind of conspiracy theory kind of thing. But now there's actual proof was presented to the judge and asked to be sealed, but the judge didn't seal it. The judge gave it to the defense that states all of these things. No, Ukraine is not top news, but Ryan Routh, the second person who tried to unalive Trump, working for Ukraine, that's news. That just came out on Monday at the hearing. Nobody knew where this guy was getting his money from, how he could fly from Hawaii, where his home is, to Ukraine three, four times in the last year and fly back and forth to DC and to Miami and him not have a re- reportable job. We can put it that way. Now it's come out in court that he worked for the CIA and he worked for the Ukraine military. Yeah, Ukraine used to be top news. Now they're nothing. On another front, Did you guys hear about the deal that uh, Pete Hegseth got with the country of Panama yesterday? He got them to sign an agreement that all military ships and their auxiliaries go through the Panama Canal for free, no charge. That will be a huge savings because they were charging $500,000 per ship to the military. 500,000 per ship, which that's just an insane amount of money, right? And now, because of Pete Hegseth, they get to travel through for free. That is just huge news. I noticed we have two people that are watching from X. Welcome. Right. Yeah, Pete got China kicked out, which is huge because China had basically owned the port at the entrance and the port at the exit. No more. No more. Petty cash. Well, not really petty cash. When you think about that, when a, let's say, an aircraft carrier and their convoy is 24 ships. They have destroyers, uh, missile frigates, um, other ships, supply ships, and they were getting charged $500,000 per ship. So 500,000 times 24 is $12 million for that convoy, which is just a crazy amount of money. Right, Julianne. And something that I'm working on for tomorrow, it looks like that Amy Coney Barrett is being blackmailed. Amy Coney Barrett is Catholic. Nothing wrong with being Catholic. But there's a faction of Catholic charities that deals with child trafficking. And apparently, Amy Coney Barrett was involved with them, which is huge. That's huge news that a Supreme Court justice is being blackmailed because of her ties to this splinter group, right? I see we have four people on X now. Welcome. Welcome. Leave us a chat. Let us know where you're watching from. The article that I read yesterday that I'm working on to do our stream for tomorrow said that within a year that she will step down as judge and will be prosecuted. That's what the article said that I read yesterday. But I want to do a stream on that subject because up until a year ago, she was pretty solid as a conservative, and now all of a sudden she's going against conservatives. And so there has to be something there that happened. And the article I read yesterday said that there's more than enough proof that she's being blackmailed and that she was heavily involved in the splinter group from Catholic Charities that dealt with, child trafficking, and that within a year that she would be stepping down from being a Supreme Court justice. You know, in a way it surprised me, in a way it doesn't, because I also read over the weekend that guess who found Amy Coney Barrett and recommended her? Mitch McConnell. And Mike Davis was on, I forget what show he was on yesterday, but he said that Amy Coney Barrett is a personal friend of his and how she's acting is shocking to him and that he will get to the bottom of what's going on. I like Mike Davis. Yep. Kevin O'Leary said something yesterday. He said that our tariffs on China should be 400%. And he said that China should be made to get on the plane and come to Washington, D.C. He said, because China does not play fair. China does not follow any rules. They think they can make their own rules. He said, I have businesses in China. He said, he said, the Chinese government is allowed to come and take your product and keep it. They have the right to take your patents and give them to their military to be back. They call it backwards engineering. Right. They're charging us 84%, but they're talking about raising their tariffs on us to 125%. Right. You need to fork over your secrets or we will unalive you and then we will take them anyhow. China does not play fair, you know. Right. We don't need their business. We should not be buying anything made in China. We should be not be making buying rather. Right. And You know, the reason why their plastic is so toxic. I used to have a friend that owned a Chinese restaurant, and he said, do not buy anything plastic that says made in China. He said, their plastic is made from ground up chicken bones. He said, when you heat it in the microwave, it oozes salmonella and will make you ill. He said, do not buy them. Now, that was a Chinese fella saying that. So ever since then, I've been real careful about what plastic I buy from where. We keep growing our audience on X. We're up to 5 now. That's great. Thank you guys for stopping by and listening. Right. You're right, Julianne. Endocrine disruptors. Right. A lot of stuff was banned, but China doesn't follow the rules, so they use it anyhow. China does not follow any rules. They think they can make up their own rules as they go, right? How did we get to this point where so much of what we buy is made in China? All of our medicine, 85% of our medication is made in China. That's a problem. We used to manufacture things here. You know, um, Jessica Tarlov yesterday on the 5. Wow, cadmium in the jewelry. Um, Jessica Tarlov yesterday said this incredibly stupid thing. She said, America is not a manufacturing country and they don't want to be. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? We build cars here, we assemble products here. It's just we used to manufacture stuff start to finish here. Yeah, she does. And it's like, the hell's this stupid bitch talking about, right? I listen to her, and sometimes I can listen, and sometimes it's like, oh no, I can't listen to this. Turn it off, or watch it on YouTube and fast forward it through her nonsense. She talks a lot of nonsense. How does she keep her job, right? I want to get my face from out behind the banner. Just craziness. Yeah, I much more can tolerate Harold Ford Jr. Well, he's a Democrat. He's a moderate Democrat. He's not one of them left wing lunatics like Jessica Tarlov. He's not out there in left field saying this, that, and the other. And what's up with Trump cozying up to Gretchen Whitmer? Gretchen Whitmer is the most evil person on the planet. And yesterday he was saying that she's such a nice person. No, she is not. She's not a nice person at all. And why was he saying such glowing things about her yesterday when the very opposite is true? During COVID, she had such strict lockdowns that you were not allowed to leave your house. If you owned a second house on a lake, you were not allowed to travel to your second house. You would be arrested. So, how is that such a nice person? That's an evil person that tells you you're not allowed to leave your house. And if you leave your house, you'll be arrested. The Democrats' approval rating is in the toilet right now, waiting for somebody to pull the plug. Last I saw on last Friday, was 20%. That's the lowest approval rating that they have ever had. And they keep doing the same stupid shit. The things that they thought would be better for them put their ratings in the toilet. And they said, well, if we just keep doing it, duh, right? Just craziness. All kinds of craziness going on right now. I am glad that I figured out the issue with EV Mux and X. It was simple. All this time, I was trying to figure out why we couldn't stream to X. EV Mux software has a button you push that allows you to do it. Well, my browser had ad blocker turn on. The browser looked at X like an ad, so it was blocking it. Once I turned ad blocker off, boom. Well, I'm glad we figured that out because I really like being able to stream to X. Those of you that are listening on X, feel free to make a comment. Let us know where you're at so we can see how far our platform is getting. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. So I'm going to get off of here, but we will be here at the same time tomorrow, and we will talk about Amy Coney Barrett. It's 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, and how there's rumors behind the scene and other stuff, and we'll try and sort out fact from fiction. Okay? We seem to be pretty good at that. All right. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.